What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of GameChat, the video game variety show brought to you by Borderline Entertainment. I am your host, Asa Green River, and I am joined by a wonderful, is it Ramsack? I was thinking of words that are that encompass a group, and for some reason, I was really hung up on Ramsack. I don't know if it's a word, but I'm going to say it.
It's a cam sack.
Yeah. It's a cam. Oh. We are full to the brim with a big old hefty cam sack of goodness. I'm joined again by the wonderful Josh Bittig. Josh, how are you?
I am wonderful, my friend. It is always a pleasure to see your beautiful, beautiful face.
Flutters in my chest.
It's my job.
And we have two very, very special guests from the ever-popular Some Good Shows with some of the most creative, iconic, fun content that I've ever heard. Listen, you can make those eyes, Nathan, all you want. but literally, I don't know of anyone else who's doing what you two are doing, and I love every ounce of it. So
you don't know how to take compliments. So
that's literally.
I was gonna say thanks. We lost a bet to a magic elf, and now we have to make the world's worst podcast.
But for those who don't know you, Nathan and Cam, who are you? Whoever wants to go first, jump in.
Nate, go. Oh fuck,
man.
You did the nose goes. Shit. Okay, I'll go. Hi, I'm Cam. I'm one of the co-founders of Some Good Shows. We do a bunch of podcasts. By a bunch, I mean 3. We have the Video Game Robot Show, which is a show where we have like different things. These dogs are barking behind me. Great. A bunch of different things that are input into a robot, and they just spit out, a randomly generated video game. Then we pitch it with a guest. We've also got Hamburg Lore, which is a show that we use to explore like corporate mascot food lore, which is somehow the most cursed thing we've done every single week. And then we also have the Big 3, which is our My Hero Academia watch along recap podcast, which is really good. I talked mostly about the channel itself as opposed to me. You know what? It's 2 p.m. It's early. Whatever.
It's early.
It's fine. Whatever. Yeah. I like video games and ska music and stupid shit. Nate, go.
Okay. I'm Nathan Brandt. I am I was gonna do this bit where I said that I was Trent Reznor and like talk about that. Hi, I'm Ringo Starr. I'm the drummer of the Beatles. No, I'm Nathan. I host a Video Game Robot Show. I co-host Hamburg Lore, and I host the Big 3. And we have a bunch of other like random shows where we like argue about if like cargo shorts are better than like watermelon flavor candy or whatever.
It is actually. So.
Yeah, I think video games are okay. I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah. They are pretty cool.
That's about it. I have every amiibo over here. If that says anything about me, so
it says a lot about you.
It actually, yeah. I think it's actually kind of telling for things that we don't even know yet. Yeah. Well, thank you two so much for being on. This has been a long time coming, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun today. If you are a new listener or a new watcher of GameChat, the video game variety show, let me break it down for you. So this isn't your normal video games podcast. Of course, we will talk about news a little bit, but this isn't a news show. This is a variety show where we celebrate all things video games in a variety of formats. Thank you so much to our sponsor, Humble Bundle, for making this episode happen. But you know what? Enough is enough. It's time for Game That Tune. Where you on the community give us a song suggestion, I play it for the panelists, and they try to figure out a handful of things. So here's what they have to figure out. What is the name of the song? Okay, that's the big one. What's the name of the song? The second one, which is a softball, what is the game that it's from? That's typically the easiest one. And then here is bonus point number 1. What section of the game does the song play? And then bonus point number 2, who is the composer who created the song? Sound good?
Yeah.
So
Let's do it.
I'll play the song for 15 seconds. If you know the answer and you are watching, please do not put the answer in the chat. Do not cheat.
You will die.
Yes.
I will close chat just to be fair.
But if you're watching on YouTube, you can go ahead and just like rip it up because it would have already been done by
the
then.
comments, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't really care. All right, and of course, let me get my janky setup together. All right.
Let's do it.
A simultaneous play.
Never gonna
YouTube.
do.
Oh, that's the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yes. I want to say that it is in the first forest of Octopath Traveler, but I don't know.
I'm gonna give a big old.
Okay, yeah, that was it's some fucking RPG forest.
Yeah, it's super RPG.
Yeah.
It now goes to Cam and Josh. Whoever
Oh, shit.
can jump
Josh,
in
go
first.
No, Cam, you go first. Damn it.
Oh, fuck.
Oh. It was. Oh.
I want to say I played this game because I remembered the melody, but like, fuck.
Is it Legend of Dragoon?
It is not a big old. Cam, it's to you.
I felt the nostalgia when I was trying to think what it could be.
Okay. That like melody does stick out.
Last surprise from.
I'm going to say a Final Fantasy game. Is it 9? I don't know. I haven't played.
And
9.
that is 3 X's on the board. So there's no hint rounds like there will be in Big Bet Trivia later on. So the song is Snowbell City from Pokemon X and Y.
Fuck.
God damn it!
God damn it! Shit!
God
turn
damn
in
it!
our cards. We're done. We're done, Nate. We just got canceled live on air.
Oh shit! My gamer license is on fire.
It's revoked.
Yeah.
Oh, we deserve
Thank
that.
God.
Oh, we're free, Nate. Nate, we're free.
The weight has just been lifted. I'm just a happier person.
It's like the
now.
scene in Aladdin where the chains are like just they're like breaking off and he's flying around.
Oh
Thank you so much, Mitch George, for that suggestion. Don't forget,
That's a good suggestion.
if you've got a suggestion for many of our sections, Game That Tune, What's in the Box, Make It or Break It, My Favorite, all you have to do is just fill out the questionnaire, send it in, and you can send in as many as you want. If you have that many suggestions, keep the good times rolling. But we're going to move on to our next section of the show, What's in the Box? What is in your Xbox, your PlayStation, your Wii U, your phone, your N-Gage? What are you playing right now, Cam?
Okay. I jump back and forth between a whole lot of things. I think the thing that's been taking up most of my time lately has been I've been playing a lot of Persona 5 Strikers. I've like finished the game already. I'm just like kind of doing like the final like cleanup, getting like the platinum, clearing out all like the second playthrough stuff. That I jumped like fucking head first into Final Fantasy 14, and boy, I shouldn't have.
Got that flying T-Rex though.
I did. I found out like a couple of weeks ago they're doing like this event thing where you can like run these certain dungeons and get like currency to buy like mounts and stuff, and one of them is a fucking dinosaur that flies.
What?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like I got people together. I'm like, we are running these dungeons. I was like far behind in the main story quest. So I like was up like 2 nights grinding until I got to those points to where I could run those quests. It was really good. And I love my T-Rex. I named her Betty Pasta. That was cool.
It's a pretty name.
Yeah.
Betty Spaghetti.
Yeah, no, it's Betty Pasta.
Betty Pasta. Yep, Betty Pasta, sorry.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of that, jumping around into like my like thing during lockdown is I've just like fallen down the rabbit hole of like service games because you know they just kind of don't end.
So many
yeah.
of them.
I'll like I am keeping up with Destiny 2 while also playing Final Fantasy 14 and usually trying to play another game on top of that. So I don't respect my free time. Yeah, you're right.
That sounds brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I like them, so I'm having a good time with it, which is really all that matters. So,
yeah. Nathan, what are you playing? What's in the box?
I am playing as always. I play a lot of Fortnite. I play it almost every night ish. Hanging out with friends in Discord and just kind of either playing it solo or partying up and just kind of turn brain off, do something with hands, look at screen, talk to friends time. And this new season is really good. You can like make guns out in the field. Like there are animals that you like kill and get bones from, and you can destroy cars and get scrap and like upgrade your guns in the field. It's really cool. And the other thing I've been playing is Everhood on the Switch. Not a lot of games have been really grabbing me since Ghost of Tsushima, if I'm super honest with you.
Really?
So like playing a game where I'm like, oh, I like this a lot is very like kind of rare lately. I'm in a pretty big gaming like lull, I guess, right now. But Everhood is so good. It's like a mix between Undertale, Guitar Hero,
wait, what?
DDR, like
it's fucking wild.
It is phenomenal. Every enemy is a song. And the song has like five, like I said in Guitar Hero, you have like those 5 notes that come at you, right? But with those, it's obstacles that you have to dodge or jump over or reflect back or whatever. And like sometimes, like if you imagine playing Guitar Hero and your protagonist is on like the buttons where you are, sometimes the screen will just like move. Sometimes it'll like split and like do weird shit, but your controls are the same. It's so cool. It's like $15 on Switch. It's on Steam as well. Definitely get it.
Everhood, right?
Everhood, yeah. It's one of those like,
okay.
It's very Undertale-like, and it's like, have you ever had a friend or a thought before? Like, that's the plot of the game. That's the plot of the game.
You wish you could.
Yeah. Isn't time real? You're not supposed to be dead. Go back to this part of the game. Oh, it's meta. Wow. But that's the kind of shit that I fucking eat up. I fucking drink that shit with a boba straw, dude. I love that shit. So I've been playing a lot of that. And I guess speaking of rhythm games, I play a lot of Groove Coaster on the Switch. Groove Coaster is a super unique rhythm game where you're this little thing on a trail and you have to press, it's like DDR, but if all of the different commands came at you on one track rather than like, oh, the left one is here, the up one, the down one, you know. And like, again, the like visuals of it will shift and like your little guy like zooms around and half of it is like figuring out like where the notes are going to come from. It's so good. But yeah.
Nate and I are big sluts for rhythm games, turns out.
1,000,000%.
Yeah, it's great.
Where's that DJ Hero? Where's your DJ Hero pad? Is it in there?
Say what?
Is your DJ Hero pad somewhere in the room?
I do have my Rock Band guitar over here, actually.
But your ass, you have your Rock Band guitar.
Yeah, you do.
I play a shitload of Clone Hero also on my PC. So
yeah. But no, I haven't played Melody of Memory. I'm not a huge Kingdom Hearts fan anymore.
Okay.
But I did play the demo for it, and it's a really cool, unique, like take on it. And it's actually, I would say that Everhood is a lot like Melody of Memory, actually.
Cool.
In its gameplay.
Okay.
I like the demo, but I didn't like it enough to spend $60 on Kingdom Hearts Rhythm. I'm going to have to because I'm the problematic fan, but that's I'm also playing Fortnite right now. It's Nate, like Nate was saying, I like this season a lot. I got into Fortnite with the Marvel season, and it was something my fiance and I could play together and that we both enjoyed and were decently good at. So it's just kind of been something we continually play. It's easy, like, hey, we've got like 30 minutes, want to hop in and play around, and if there are sweaty people, we'll run away, and that's exactly what we do. And then I'm still kind of working on the platinum for Miles Morales. I'm finishing up my New Game Plus run because that game's fantastic. And like, part of me wants to get back into Persona 5 Royal. Part of me wants to play God of War again on the PlayStation 5. Part of me also wants to play Ghost of Tsushima New Game Plus on the PlayStation 5.
Oh my gosh.
and I'm being pulled in a lot of different directions, and I don't know what to do.
If you'd like suggestions,
I would love suggestions.
That third semester of Persona 5 Royal goes some fucking places.
I know I should sit down. I'm intimidated. Like,
it's real good.
I know I can't, because it's a game I can't play in a small burst. Like, if I'm gonna play Persona, I have to play 5 hours of Persona.
Yeah,
I can't play an hour of Persona.
I so wish those games were not confined to like a console. Like,
I think, and that's why I love Persona 4 Golden, because like I played it on my Vita. I could play
Granted,
15 minutes of Persona if I wanted to.
Granted, I just played that on my couch, but the option was there.
Yeah.
So those are like, I know I'm gonna love it. Like, I played hardcore for a week because my girlfriend was out of state, or fiance, was out of state, and I had nothing to do but play games.
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoy her quality time, and it's hard to be like, hey, you have to leave the living room for the next 5 hours and don't talk to me. So I think that's a good thing for the relationship, probably.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, so what are you playing?
Yeah.
You beat Last of Us 2 yet?
No. Listen, I told you we're gonna have to.
You.
It's gonna have to be in like the book club thing, because that's the only way I'm gonna like bring myself to come back and finish that. That with like a list of other games, Ghost of Tsushima, Royal. What's another one? I think God of War. I never finished God of War. So yeah, I've got a lot to go back to. But this week, no, I've been, aside from like stream games, I just randomly got really hard into Avengers. Like,
really?
Yeah. So the way that you described playing Fortnite, of like, it's just the thing that you do with your hands and your eyes, and you can just kind of like shut your brain off.
You're like, what if I did this with a bad game?
I'm joking. It's like, so the story's good, and I was a huge Destiny person, so the grind doesn't scare me. Although it is starting to wear on me that everything that you're grinding for doesn't matter. Like, you can't see any of it. It's literally just a numerical value.
That was me. That was the point where I was fully out. I was like, oh, cool, I can get like these different armor things and it'll show up. It's like, no, it's like theoretical, or like it doesn't show up. Like, it's like, oh, well then.
Well, like, the one thing I will say is, like, certain pieces have like different buffs, and like that might be important for the run that you go on. But if you level up all of your characters and you give them all great abilities, it doesn't really matter what buffs you have, because you're just gonna pummel like every enemy that's in your way. And so like that, coupled with the fact that you at this point where I'm at, like I think I've got just a couple more missions and I would have finished the story, because I definitely, like, when I started playing it when it came out, I was like, oof, yep, this is not what I was thinking it was gonna be. I'm out. So I honestly don't know why I fell back into it, but yeah, anyways, like, the recycled environments really bum me out, especially as, like, I'm a huge Marvel fan. Like, comic books before movies, cartoons before movies, like, yeah, so it hooks me in that way, to where, like, I can't quite leave, because I like collecting the comic book covers, and I'm like, oh, I read that issue, oh, that's such a good one.
Right.
And I like seeing, like, the little nods here and there, like, I don't think it's spoiler at all, but there's like this random side mission you get for Thor, which is clearly hinting towards Loki, and it really annoys me how Thor just like plays dumb, and he doesn't immediately find out that it's Loki until you finish it, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like, I figured that out at the very beginning when he's like, wait a minute, how is he there and I'm here? It's not like my brother's the god of mischief. Like, you're stupid.
Complete aside, but I love how anytime anybody ever does a voice for any character of Thor, it's always the same type of voice.
Yeah,
it's just very funny to me. Just, oh, I am big and here and very stupid.
I think that's why I really liked Chris Hemsworth's Thor, because it actually gave a new dimension to Thor.
That's just how he talks. Too.
Yeah,
like,
and man, now I feel like I'm like ripping it apart, even though I've been playing it nonstop. But like, now that you bring up the voices, yeah, well, you're right. I'm going to. There are so many talented actors in this game, and that was like one of the big things that they sold when they were promoting this game. But they all sound the same. I'm like, how is this possible? At one point, I had to go go to IMDb really quick because I couldn't remember if the voice actor for Thor was the same for Captain America, because they just sounded like the same person. And I was like, wait, what? No, they're different people, right? Like, I thought I saw that. And they are. I'm like, but why do you sound so bad? I don't get it. Like, even, shoot, I just completely blanked on his name. But anyway, no, that's going to bother me. Who is Joel? Who does Joel's voice?
Nolan.
Troy Baker.
The other one.
The other one. Troy Baker.
Right.
I think Troy Baker is a fantastic voice actor. I think, and oftentimes in the story, his portrayal of Bruce is really good. But then there are other times that I'm like, why was that your chosen delivery for the line? I'm like, is it the writing was just that bad?
In the arena, though, so don't.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, so much of what I kind of understand about that game is there is a lot there that is just almost enough.
Yeah.
Or like just almost something very cool. And I think just in like the ecosystem, like, if that game existed in a vacuum, I think that it wouldn't, like, I don't think it would be criticized as much, but like, you have like your Destinies and your Warframes, and like those games just kind of blow it out of the water. Like, if they just did something and didn't try to turn that into a service game, I think that would have gone over a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
And like, you know, there's the things like you said with like the voice acting, like the direction maybe could have used like a little bit more time.
Yeah. And I think the delivery of DLC content also like kind of hinders it. Like when, like, especially you talk about other games as a service, that ecosystem of games as a service is so over inundated. Like, there's just so many of them, and I feel like the Marvel license is the only thing that separates them from all of the others, because there's nothing else that's really stand out. And I think but even that is falling apart, because the two that just came out are almost the same character, and they came out like 3 or 4 months later than they were supposed to. But I still love it. I'm still having like a ton of fun, and I know at some point I'll die off, but that's what I've been playing a ton this week. Is just I finally
you just need something to just like turn your brain off and play. Like, I completely understand.
It's been so
Sometimes
refreshing.
bad games are good because they check enough boxes. They check the boxes you need them to at the time, right? Like, you just need dumb game to entertain you, and that's what that's there for.
One last thing, sorry, but I'm the host. I do what I want. I got one last thing, and then we'll move on to the next section. Whenever I go into an open area for whatever mission, the random side collectibles or quests that are there are the exact same every single time. But for some reason, I have to do them I hate seeing the question marks everywhere. So I go do them every single time. So like, as you are just playing these missions over and over and over again, and there's like no variety to the side stuff that pops up, I'm like, okay, yes, I'm going to go this way, I'm going to hit that one and that one, then I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to hit that one and that one, and I'm going to go this way, then I'm going to hit that one and that one, and then I'm going to go to the final thing. And it, like, it's to the point it makes me shake and makes my head hurt, because I'm like, I can't, I have to do it. I can't just finish it, I have to do it. Oh.
Dude, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, it has a list of missions and submissions that are in a checklist scenario.
Yeah.
And you can do them, and they'll get crossed out, right? But then once you do more of them, they'll become uncrossed out. So you feel like you're losing your fucking mind.
I can't.
because there's a list of like 50 missions, but I've done them 200 times because I'm like, oh, I didn't do this one, haha. And then I go and do it, and it's like, all right, it's done. And then it's like, oh, did you go and rescue the translator? It's like, I did that last week. Leave me alone.
Hold on, real quick. You just made me really sweaty. I gotta take my sweatshirt off. I can't do it.
What?
Woo!
It was such an intense story.
Oh, could feel that tingling my arms.
Let's go.
That was bad.
We're taking clothes off. We're pegging.
Talk about feeling triggered. That.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like
your anxiety response.
Yep. Back to Avengers. For some random reason, sometimes I'll get a new, you have to go and take off the check marks. I got to take off the exclamation marks. Sometimes I'll collect a new comic book cover, and then it'll tell me that I didn't look at all of the others, or I'll meet a new enemy type that for some reason is like just slightly different. Now I have to go back and read all of the descriptions of all the enemies because it just put all the exclamation. It's such a small thing, but game designers, don't do that. That's like, that is how you really hurt your audience. But let us know in the chat, in the comments below, what are you playing right now? It's time for what's in the box. Or no, sorry, we just did that. It's time for that. You guys literally got me so frazzled that I'm like, wait, what are we doing right now?
So what video games have you been playing since we talked about what video games you've
been
playing?
Yeah. Have you changed anything? Anything changed?
All right, it's time for Make It or Break It. And this is where you all in the community give a suggestion and we make the game. Now we have 2 people on who this is their livelihood.
That's us.
I am so on. Now it's not as it's not as in depth and it's not as cool as the way that you do it. It's literally just one little thing and we'll go wild with it. But we have 5 things that we have to figure out: who's going to make it, who's going to publish it, what's the story, what's the title, and how does it play. You 2 are the game directors. So as we're coming up with things, if we can't come to any sort of conclusion, you get the final say. So basically, I'm breaking off the pool stick, giving him 1 to each of you. Whoever lives, they get to decide what is happening.
We are gonna fight. Wow.
But thank you so much, Mitch George, for our prompt this week, and it is real estate. But more specifically, we have to make a video game that's real estate as a first-person shooter.
Okay.
I saw this in the notes, and I'm ready.
So
go for it.
So there is a game that exists that a lot of people I see, like some streamers and stuff, play on Steam called House Flipper.
Yep.
Where you go in and you like clean and redecorate and like get a house that is ready and prepped for selling, and it is in first person. So maybe we can expand that to where, you know, you're going in, you're doing the work. Maybe you're doing that thing where you're like, all right, I got just a fresh thing of cookies that I'm just going to sit in the oven. Like, you have to go through and you in first person, not only have to get the house ready, but you have to make that fucking sale.
Yes.
Great. Thanks, Nate.
So my idea that I just came up with while Cam was talking.
Great. Good.
Was, this game will be called Whom, Hoom, and it's called Grift It and Flip It Until It Is Done.
God damn it, that's way funnier.
So
you're a fucking Anne Reinhardt like realtor person, and you go into a house and it's first person, you go in there and like it's so fast paced, like Twitch gameplay.
You still move at 90 miles an hour.
You can wall run. And so you go in and you're like, there's barf on the toilet. Woo! You like jump on the wall.
You have like a super soaker filled with soap.
That or like your gun is like your different weapons are like who you're hiring to come and look at this. So to keep you moving, you have to like be like, you know, the basement's leaking, call the plumber guy or whatever, and then you like run up and like while you're doing that, the plumber is down there doing that, and you have to like go around and be like, all right, it's time for wallpaper, blah 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 blah. You like keep going around in this one house, and demons are there. Yes.
You gotta call an exorcist.
Who else made the mess?
Exactly.
That's why you need to sell this house, because it's like, hey, this house was recently infested with demons.
Exactly.
We have to go clean it up. We got to clean it up. We got to flip it. We got to sell this house.
But Josh, it's not just that house. It's every house on this city block, and you have to get them ready to sell. Otherwise, your company goes out of business, and you have to do it by end of day today, which is why you run 90 miles an hour.
Exactly.
Can there be other factions that are like Remax and
yes,
the other ones, and you're an independent person, so as they show up, you have to like gruesomely assassinate them so they don't like undercut
like
you in the sale.
Coming down from the sky, and you're like,
just take out the hot air balloon. Get a fucking glory kill on a fucking real estate agent.
So it's literally just the team. I mean, I guess this is a Microsoft game now.
Yeah. Oh God, that's weird to think about. Microsoft's Doom.
I was gonna say it's like id. It's id and Bethesda that are.
Yeah, fucking wow. Microsoft Teams can run Doom now. Who knew?
Dude, yes, they can. They could before. Every time I open that fucking
yeah.
application, it's already Doom. Yeah, no. This will be Whom, Grift It and Flip It Until It Is Done. The end.
The end.
It's gonna cost $9 million.
Yeah.
We'll get like my girlfriend plays a lot of like, and this is like in our podcast where I start talking about games seriously from a stupid joke, but like my girlfriend plays this like interior decorating game that has like you can buy the products that are in it.
That's cool.
And like
that's awesome.
So you could get like sponsorships with stuff where it's just like, oh cool, you know, like this brand of furniture is in here, and you can choose what you decorate the room in to show it to people, right?
I'm picturing just like a super shotgun that is just fabuloso.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking first person putting together like an IKEA table though too, with like a screw gun, and it'll be like Job Simulator or like
you face the Malm.
Yeah, that's funny because that's the actual name.
Yes,
of it too, yeah.
I have like 3 of them.
Yep. So like you can put it together, but like I said, it's like Surgeon Simulator where you have like you can make that table bad. Like there's like a bunch of like nails sticking out of it, and you get a great you sell the house for like a lower amount than at that point, and the idea is to sell it for the most amount of money,
because you've got like a certain number, you've got like a certain amount of money that your independent real estate business needs to hit, otherwise you go out of business at end of day today.
I guess you're gentrifying demons at this point, but
I'm good
they're
with that.
demons, it's fine.
Yeah, can it be
it's
a roguelike too?
Acceptable.
Sure. Yeah.
And can the helmet be like a HoloLens, right? So since this is Microsoft, you drop it down. That way
you're going into
like,
real house
where the table would be. Oh, I can put a couch there. I can rotate the couch.
Kick down someone's door. I'm here to clean.
This is that game of like when Doom and Animal Crossing were coming out on the same day, everyone was making jokes. This is that
game. Oh my gosh.
Isabel does work very hard, so
yeah.
I could see it.
And dude, you're Isabel in this game. You're just running around.
Isabel do keep that thing on her. So.
Ooh. And so to go back to the other realtors. So let's say I want to throw in like a little bit of Hitman. In case you don't want to just like shoot them out of the sky or snap their necks as they're trying to like get the deal. If you find that they are putting in the cookies or they are calling in the plumber guy, you can then sabotage. Poison those cookies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Put raisins instead of chocolate chip.
Put razor blades in the plumber's butt crack as he's doing stuff. So as he stands up, he gets all cut. You know what I mean?
Stands up, cuts himself in half.
Sabotage them. Nobody wants to work with them. Then you take the house.
Right. Sometimes you just got to go take a big old poopy in the toilet and not flush it and just leave.
And then it's all procedurally generated like Hades.
Yeah.
You die, you have to go back to a whole new block of homes.
Yeah, houses are probably easy to generate like that.
It just pulls like random people's like Sims 3 towns or something.
Yes.
Syncs up with your origin data.
This sucks. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So, is this going to be a game that is primarily on Xbox, or are we putting this on PC as well?
I feel like it's got to be PC if you're doing that like
120 hertz.
That,
game.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta have them like
that's Twitch gameplay.
That blazing fast speed. Like you gotta fucking like whip your mouse around and then just like sabotage those cookies, but also be like jumping backwards and like using your grappling hook to get across town.
But you have like a slide mechanic, right? You slide down.
Oh
the
yeah,
stairs.
of course.
Okay,
you got to have the bunny hops from Titanfall in here.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're like your protagonist is basically the mom from American Beauty, like the like. Like a 90s lady with like the shoulder pads and like the beige, like pantsuit, like
her name's Deborah
with pumps and stuff, like but like yeah. You have to have yourself a little private cry like in a safe room to get your health.
It's
That's
just
how you
like
get that back.
Beyonce covers of the Doom soundtrack.
Hey, that rules. Actually.
Yeah, that actually does.
Wait, is that actually a thing?
I know, but it's not a thing, but
not yet.
Can you imagine
that.
like
Beyonce
like singing about grip it and rip it? Not grip it and rip it.
Grip it and rip it. Oh,
grip it and rip it until it is done.
That's what you do when the plumber's not around.
Exactly. That's right. Maybe some Coldplay thrown in there. That's a pretty mom band.
Can we add in some? I'm just trying to think of some more wrinkles to throw in there. I want random TikTokers to show up because they think it's cool to like go in and squat in a home and try to make a video, but you got to get them out of the place because you're trying to sell it, and they're gonna ward off
They see
buyers.
those houses as they're trying to start a new TikTok house because they saw the hype house blow up.
Yup.
And they're just like, you know what? We got to have our own house. This house looks clean and is empty. We're going to fucking take it.
And then you got Karens showing up because they think that they're part of the homeowners association, so they own your house, so they're trying to tell you what to do, and you're like, no, I own this house. I'm not gonna say that you like break her neck too, but you just like grab Karen and throw her out in the street, or just whatever you have to do.
There has to be that one old man that comes in and says, "Oh, so you selling this house? You touching up a bit? I actually used to know the guy who used to live here."
He just wastes so much time. Yeah. Oh my god.
And you just have to hit skip on all the dialogue options, and they just keep coming. You have to figure out the puzzle that you're just stuck in this like Inzanami kind of thing where you just can't get out, and you're living your death over and over again.
Building the house for certain needs, like this person is buying a TikTok house. Like, okay, it's going to make it look like this, or you know,
have to cater to an influencer.
Yes. But yeah, that's the video game Whom.
I love it.
I'd buy that. I would buy Whom. I'd play Whom so hard.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm not surprised.
Whom maternal? Did you just say Whom maternal?
Yeah.
Whom maternal?
Maternal.
That's somehow worse than this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like our DLC. We added in babies.
Oh no.
This house for a new family.
All right. You know what? I think we got it. I think with that we got it. We
did something. We got something there.
Something happened.
Game of the year.
Now it goes back out to the community. We did the hard work. Okay, we made the game. You get to make the box art or app art or whatever kind of cover art you want. Whom? Make sure that you throw in some cameos. Make sure you throw in some Remax Agents on Fire. Make sure you throw in some Poison Cookies. Put it all out there.
Yeah.
And just make sure that you tag everybody that's here because we want to see your awesome box art.
Oh my god, is the main character just Agent 47 with a wig?
Yes. And your name is Deborah.
Agent 40 Karen or whatever, yeah.
Agent 40 Karen. All right, we're going to move on to our next segment. It's time for My Favorite. Where we take a trip down memory lane based off of a prompt that you give us. And today, thank you so much, Greg Starkey, for this. We're going to talk about our favorite cutscene. So I don't know if anybody has theirs ready to go.
I think I do.
All right.
People need more time.
Josh, your favorite cutscene, what is it?
So it's a cutscene that came to my head first, and it's from Final Fantasy X. And I do love the laughing thing, but no, it's the, and I guess this is kind of spoilery, but like it's Final Fantasy X, so like get over it. Sure. When Home is being blown up and like Tidus is just finding out like, oh, summoners actually, they die and they don't come back. And I've been saying all these things like, oh, we should do this, or hey, when we beat Sin, we should do this. Like, we got to hurry up and go beat Sin. It's one of like, when I remember as a kid, not know, like kind of being in the same mindset as Tidus and like being totally like having the rug pulled out from me, like, oh my God, like I had no idea this was the end goal. We got to save, the whole 9 yards. It's really emotional. I love the music that swells up there. It's one of those things when I went to Ohio one time and the whole ride there, I was listening to the entirety of the Final Fantasy X soundtrack and I could like see that moment happening as the song plays. Granted, you look back on it, like my girlfriend was playing it, fiance, damn it. She was playing it for the first time. That happened to that scene. She goes, how did he not know this? Like, I totally knew that. And I'm like, well, like
he's dumb. Exactly. He's a himbo.
He is she pointed out many a time that he is a himbo. Yeah. And no, yeah, it's just one of those scenes that stuck with me. Like it's one of those things that's burned into my brain. And I always think about it whenever I think of Final Fantasy X. So I guess that would be my favorite cutscene.
Hell yeah.
So I do have mine.
Go for it.
And I thought about a lot of things, and I just like don't want to get into a lot of spoiler things. So I'm gonna go with the opening cutscene to Bayonetta 2, because it just perfectly encapsulates what that game is, which is just everything. Like those games are like whenever you think of platinum games, you think of like a certain style. You think of being just batshit insane, just over the top, just off the wall, just everything at once. It like fucking starts out with like Bayonetta like walking around on the street dressed like super well in this like white like dress and coat with this giant fucking hat, and she's like doing some shopping, and then like eventually the like these angels start attacking, and there's this fucking fighter jet that is like flying towards her, and she just kicks it vertically up into the sky. It fucking gets back on trajectory, and she just jumps on top of it and just starts kicking the shit out of angels. It's a good game.
Man, I'm gonna go back and play Bayonetta
2. Both of those games just have some of the most batshit insane cutscenes. Like the ending of the first game is like one of my favorite endings to a video game ever, just because of what they just get away with. Like you think the game is going to end 2 times, it keeps going. They just keep escalating it and escalating the stakes past any reasonable point like 3 times ago. So I think I'm gonna have to go with that, because that like Bayonetta 2 like on the whole is like largely just a very good game, but like that opening cutscene was like, okay, yeah, this is they're fucking going for it, and they nailed it.
Bayonetta on the whole is actually the person that's doing the pegging. Anyway.
I said that, and I could tell you had a joke in the fucking chamber.
Oh, Peggy 12.
Oh no.
Oh Jesus. I think so. I have one that's like super spoilery for Ghost of Tsushima that I won't say, but if you know what it is, it's the "I'm sorry I couldn't protect you" thing at the end of Act 2, which is it's that or the Art of Seeing mission that you do. Those are the best narrative design moments in any video game. I will fight you about this. But I always say that I'm a person that doesn't really like story in video games. I don't play games for the story because I don't often find them to be that good. But the opening for Hyper Light Drifter is one of like the most effective tone pieces in games ever. I don't know if any of you have seen that opening bit from Hyper Light Drifter, but holy shit, dude. Like you watch that and it's like this pixel art animation of this like futuristic drifter swordsman, and he like shows up and he's sick, and then he's imagining like these weird like giant robots, and the music is by Disaster Piece, who is so fucking good. And it's just so good to be like, I don't know what's going on at all, but I want to play this game and explore this world. And like, it's a wordless game, so it's all like you walk through and you're like, oh, there seems to be like a lot of dead like bird people around here. Oh, there was like a calamity that happened over here, you find out. And like nobody's just like 5,000 years ago something happened here. It's just like, no, you just see it. And that's why I like games, is because games can do that. You can't have like a movie where there's a guy that just walks around and you just think to yourself, oh, maybe something happened over there. Like, so, but yeah.
I think my favorite cutscene, this is probably going to sound really silly, but Marvel Ultimate Alliance, like when that game came out, I don't think that there really had been a game where you had so many Marvel superheroes in one game. Like, of course, you have like the beat 'em up side scrollers, and those were amazing, but they just didn't have like that cinematic quality really. And so when that game came out, like from the same team that did X-Men Legends, and I love those, and I love those cutscenes too. Like, and there was no MCU. Like, I don't even think Iron Man was even conceptualized yet as far as a movie. So like, to see all of these superheroes together the way that I would have envisioned them in a cinematic sense, it was incredible. I was blown away. And I feel like that type of magic just isn't there. And especially as someone who's playing so much Marvel's Avengers right now, that feel just, it feels like right now they're just trying to be too serious. They're trying to be too, I don't want to say too Zack Snyder, but you know what I mean? Like they're trying to be too brooding. It's,
Well, there's only like 6 people in that game too, right? Like it's not like, wow, all these cool people here. It's like, wow, it's the same fucking 4 people that I've seen for 20 years in these MCU movies. Man.
Like the Avengers game goes for more of a realism thing, but like those Ultimate Alliance games are comic book ass video games.
Yes, they're so good. And you know what? I'm just gonna, because they're so short, just all of the cutscenes in that first game. Like I just very visually remember seeing Galactus and being blown away. Like I have never seen anybody make Galactus look that terrifying and that massive. Like, sure, you had the Fortnite event, but that doesn't even compare to. And I think, I don't know if it was like Blur Studio, I don't know, but it was like Blur Studio level of cinematic quality. It was just, oh my gosh, so good, so good. But
I had a stray thought that another one of my favorites is Twisted Metal Black. All of the story cutscenes for that. I watched those on while I was at work the other day, and I was like, these suck. But back in the day, I was like, oh, it's so fucking intense and metal, and his face got melted. But now it's just like this. This looks like Reboot, dude. This sucks.
Unironic shout out to how terrible every single Twisted Metal cutscene in every one of those games are. I remember, oh my god, I was looking through a few of those. I downloaded Twisted Metal 4 on my very, very legal PlayStation that I have right here. Very legal. I fired that up I talked about this game a lot. I wanted to see what it's like, and then I looked up the endings. I'm like, Rob Zombie is a playable character in that game, and at the end of Twisted Metal, you're granted a wish, and his wish is some Rob Zombie thing, but it just plays 30 seconds of the Super Beast video and then cuts to black.
What?
That's it.
My wish is to sell more albums.
Yeah.
Burn through the witches and
his car is the Dracula. So.
Well, let us know in the chat, in the comments below, what is your favorite cutscene and why? Let us know. But it's time to move on to Big Bet Trivia. In the first game show segment that we had, there were no points awarded. So for anybody to walk away a winner today, and yes, there will be winners and losers, somebody is going to have to, these are too easy. Sorry. We're playing the Ultimate Video Game Trivia game, and everyone that I'm pulling out is too easy. Too easy.
You think, Jason?
Yeah.
No, trust me, they are. There was one.
Try me, I dare you.
There was one that was talking about the order of the colors on Guitar Hero controllers, and I'm like,
okay, yeah.
See what I mean?
Hold on, let me check.
Yeah, exactly. Let me turn around. All right, you know what? We're doing this one. This one feels good. This one feels good in my bones. All right, so don't forget, you can play this game at home. If you go buy it yourself, go to a Hallmark store.
If you can fucking buy it.
But I will read the question. All you have to do is buzz in, whether you clap your hands, smack the table, say buzz, whatever you got to do to get my attention. If you get it wrong, just like before, it'll immediately go to the other people. If they get it wrong, we'll go into the hint rounds where I will give a hint, and then it just restarts all over again. After 3 hints, if nobody still gets it, then it's just a draw and there are 0 points. But here we go. Which 1996 rail shooter pits the player against the zombified creations of Dr. Curian? Yes, Cam.
House of the Dead?
Yes, it is! It's House of the Dead! Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah.
I grew up in arcades.
Wow.
I have no parents.
Neighbors had a Sega.
My parents were bowling a lot. It's fine.
I went over
Yeah.
their house.
My parents were bowling balls.
So
Yeah, they were bowling balls. This tragic accident.
Wow, that
House
was...
of the Dead rules. Honestly,
Oh, yeah,
it's
so good.
stupid and bad. I love it.
Dude, I watched a... you gotta watch... I can't remember who does it. Just look it up on YouTube. But there's someone who does this full breakdown of all the House of the Dead games and the story that's actually there and links between all of the games.
Insane, yeah.
I'm like, what? I had no idea.
Resident Evil could
Resident
never.
Evil. Yeah.
no.
Resident Evil could never.
No. It's like the most
one was the
anime
shotgun
thing I've
one,
ever
right?
seen.
3?
With what, like the electric person that was like flying around?
No. Like, which House of the Dead did you have a shotgun? Like the arcade.
Uh,
Three?
That one was my favorite.
Or 2?
might be it. Yeah, they kind
think
of
it's
like
2.
all blur together for me.
Yeah.
It was like pistols, shotguns, Uzis,
Yeah.
and then there was one like the newer ones got like an assault rifle. I just remember like nothing feels great. It's like cocking that shotgun,
Yeah.
Oh my
blasting a
god,
zombie in
yeah.
the face.
No, an
Yeah.
arcade shotgun is the best thing.
Oh, it's the greatest. thing
Only
in the world.
reason like anybody ever plays like hunting games at bars.
Yeah.
honestly.
You just want to go.
Yeah, no, it's so much fun.
Well, congratulations, Cam. The only person with points on the board, and you win the show today.
Yay, I did it.
That's what all of this is. That's what all of this is about.
Podcast, everybody.
I won podcasting.
I won.
And now
Yay.
we're rounding out to the end. But we're going to go ahead and do our sign off. But before we leave, we have to talk about our community spotlight. And this week we're going to look at Harry Loizides. You gave it. It was given to me phonetically, so thank you so much. And if there's anyone else that's doing something awesome out there and you want to shout them out, please share that with me so then we can share with everyone else. But you can find Harry on Twitter at illgrillchill.
Ooh, that's a good handle.
Illgrillchill.
That's a good handle, man.
But as we finish things off, Cam, Nate, thank you so much for being on. This has been
Thank you
like
very much.
one of the most fun episodes. No offense to all the other guests, but this has just been a freaking
Full
blast.
offense.
Step
Jackie
up your
Jang.
fucking game, bro.
Yeah, we got you, nerds.
But what do you two have going on? Where can people find you?
I'll do the promotion stuff
Cool.
on the end
Great.
here
Thanks.
since you did it in the beginning.
Thanks.
We host podcasts on a quote unquote network called Some Good Shows, where we have a show called the Video Game Robot Show, where we randomly it's literally the make it or break it part of this show, but as a half-hour podcast in and of itself. This is the easiest podcast that I've ever had to explain our own podcast on because we did it in
Yes.
miniature in this one.
Yeah.
And we also do a show called Hamburg Lore, where we go through the either the history and lore of an existing mascot, or we string together Charlie Day like GIF style a story about how like the Chiquita Banana Lady will consume the world. That was the one that Asa was on. So if you are a fan of this podcast, go check it out.
Yeah,
I
it's
made
like-
Asa think that they had banana seeds in their hands.
It is
Shit, it was
like
wild.
weird how like we started doing that as like, oh, well, we can probably do this, and then I think it turned into my favorite thing we record.
Yeah,
It's a delight.
and if you listen to that, I write those reports the day of, about an hour before we record.
Same.
With voice to text on my phone while I'm half asleep on my couch. So that's why they're so
Optimal working
dreamlike.
condition.
So that's why they're so dreamlike, because I'm basally asleep when I'm
Yeah,
writing.
they are-
Fever dream, yeah.
Their stream of consciousness because they are stream of consciousness.
Yeah. And what else do? We do and I think our like, you know, all of our shows
We
are
call
good.
it like our premium.
Our
product.
premium podcast are like our show that you would take home to mom. Basically would be the big three of My Hero Academia podcast, wherein I have a now 50,000 word document about the analysis of each and every episode of My Hero Academia, and the themes, trivia, personal connections. It starts out very like clean cut and serious, but like we've ramped it into it being fitting with the brand of our other shows, but at the same time, like, you know, I read like a paragraph and a half about a personal connection where I like almost cried on the podcast. It was
That's awesome.
it was intense.
That's
So
awesome.
we also have a show called Everything Ranked with Ray Apollo, where we, like I said, we say like, is taking a nap better than laughing and stuff like that.
We literally
Love
just
it.
rank nouns and argue over which noun is the best noun.
We basically shotgun a beer and scream at each other, and then I edit it together a
Yeah.
week later.
There you go.
But
It's
yeah, then
competitive
we have,
friendship.
yeah, we have a bunch of other stuff coming down the pipe. But that's pretty much it right there. So you can follow us at Some Good Shows to hear about everything. We also have individual feeds for everything as well. So, or you can go to somegoodshows.biz,
there it is, yeah.
where the biz does stand for business.
Always.
We'll never
true.
shut down the PS3 store.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
Yeah. We won't do it.
I'd rather
They
die.
might, but
I don't have the power to do it. That's why I won't do it.
Nate, what's your Twitter handle?
I don't remember. No, it's at Victory Position on Twitter, where you can find me screaming about a lot of inconsequential bullshit.
Yeah. And you can find me on Twitter at the CamdyMan. I also do a little bit of light Twitch streaming whenever I really feel like it at twitch.tv/Kam Konek. Usually Clone Hero, rhythm games. I played through all of Pepsi Man right after we recorded our episode of Hamburg Lore about Pepsi Man. So that was honestly a fun time. So whenever I feel like it, I'll just anything I'm working on, you can find on my Twitter. So
I need to get your prostate checked out if you're doing some light streaming too much. You know,
well,
your streaming is too light.
It's just too much Pepsi, you know.
Too much Pepsi.
Yeah.
Stones,
Too much
yeah.
Pepsi, not enough man.
Kidney stone.
Pepsi Man is pegging.
Yeah.
Josh, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at Josh Binnick, just my first and last name, and of course here on the wholesome content of Borderline Entertainment.
So
The wholesome entertainment, where I did say that Bayonetta will peg you.
If that's not your definition of wholesome, then get the fuck.
Yeah.
That's the correct answer.
Oh. You can find me at aGreenRiver07. And then if you want to follow anybody, please search Borderline Entertainment on all of your social media platforms, on YouTube, podcast services, Twitch. You're already here. But thank you again so much, Cam and Nate, for being on.
Thank you very much.
And thank you. Absolutely. And if you're watching on Twitch, please stick around for Party Chat. We'll have an episode of Party Chat with these two wonderful people. But if not, until next time, be well, Borderline family.
Yay.
Yay.